Hello everybody! Alright, this is going to be my drama review of Goblin! Dokebi. Alright, you know how I start? It's spoilers. I'm going to be talking about the whole series. Well, the thing is, if I ever watch a drama that has 50 episodes, I'll probably maybe do... I don't think I'll do 2 parts. Maybe I'll just say it's good. Alright, if I ever watch a drama that's like 50 episodes or more, maybe I'll just make a 10-minute video and saying highlights. Because 50, oh lord, this is going to be like a movie. I don't know if you would watch. But anyway, I'm just going to start to the moments I like. Well, moments I like from each episode. Alright, episode 1. Oh boy. The people that are starring in the drama. Gongyu, Lee Dong-wook, Kim Go-eun, Yuna. Oh, I remember her. 이쁘다. And Sungjae from B2B. Well, I know his name, Gongyu from Train to Busan and Coffee Prince, and Lee Dong-wook from Blade Man or Iron Man. They call. I was like, yeah, that drama. Also from Roommate. I love that thing. Her, I never seen her act in another drama, but I know she's been in other stuff because I actually look at that drama site. There's a website that always comes out with all the stuff they've done. It's like okay, so when I watched this drama in the beginning, I'm like, I don't know if this is a drama or a movie because the production value is up there. I was like, whoo, this is amazing. So how it starts, they're in a battle. I guess I was assuming, well, he's a general. His name is Kim Shin. And they're fighting a battle, and he's finally there at the steps of Peha, of the king there. I think it's Wangyo. And what happened is, they said he was a traitor. That he will, and then he takes off his armor. He goes in there, and then the queen is right there. And then he's like, "Go closer. She will die." And yep, she got killed. And the thing is, I know who she is. Oh, the thing is, if you've already seen this drama, that's the queen. I've seen her other dramas too. She was in Missing You. Oh my god, that was so much. Ipurado. She's pretty. So he goes to the king, but he doesn't do it. He has a sword. So what happens next? His comrade kills him because he didn't want to kill the king. Next thing you know, he gets cursed. The sword is in his heart, and then he becomes the Goblin. And then the deity said, this is going to be like a curse and a gift, because he can't die unless the Goblin bride takes out the sword. So what happens next is we get to see Intak's mom. So Intak's mom's talking to the High. She's the grandmother of time, I think. She's a deity. She looks old, but when she has her, woo, I'm like, hey, deity, let's make some babies. But she's talking to the mother. I've seen her in other dramas before. Oh, I forgot her name. But they told her, like, be careful. She's getting, like, food, like, from her. Next thing you know, she gets hit by a car. Oh. And then she's like, and Kim Shin, the Goblin, he's like, at this point, he's been living there for like 900 years. He's like, I don't die. He's drunk and he's like, okay. He saves her. So 9 years pass by. And the thing is, the daughter can see ghosts. She notices this, and so she's like trying to protect her. But the thing is, she dies. And she sees her mother's ghost. Oh my god, that was so hard for me. I was like, oh my god. Like, if you imagine you see someone you really love, like, something happen like that, and you're like, you have a few moments with her ghost. You know, anyone's ghost, dad, friend, lover, husband. Ooh. I mean, yeah, it's a way to say goodbye, you know, even though you, but I was like, so next thing you know, the Grim Reaper comes. But the grandmother at times is there, like, get away. So she has power. She's a deity. He's just the Grim Reaper. But there's many Grim Reapers. She's protected, but the thing is, she tells him you're going to have a hard life. I was like, oh, it's true. So flashbacks, she's like 18, 19. She's in school, and her aunt and uncles and cousin are fucking assholes. They are dicks. Like, where's the bank books? Where's the bank books? They're asking for money. Next thing you know, they meet. It's her birthday. She blows the whistle. And then he appears. She's like, I just shit. And then she asks for like, he said, I'll give you 3 wishes. A boyfriend, a happy life, something. I forgot. And she's like, you can't give me $5,000? $5,000. I was like, wow, I like this one. So she is the Goblin's bride because even the ghosts have been telling her that. Next thing you know, they go to a door. She follows. They're in Canada, Quebec. Episode 2. Okay, so in this one she said, 사랑해요. I'm like, already? Well, she said it in that one. I forgot to say that. But she's having a good old time in Canada. They're enjoying. He catches a maple leaf, and she saw a Canadian ghost. She's like, oh, 좋겠다. Ghost. 귀신. So she sees that, and I'm like, oh crap, this is cool. So she's liking Canada. She's having fun. But before going back to Korea, she takes a book of Quebec, just as a souvenir. Then she sees the grandmother again, the grandmother of time. I'm going to call her grandmother for this whole thing. She's like, here you go, feed your family. It's spinach. So she's cooking the spinach and everything, and the thing is, while they're eating the spinach, they can't eat it because they're getting hurt. I was like, oh crap, good, comma. So next she's trying to get a job. She does. There's a new character. This is Sunny. Oh, ippala. It's not Sunny from SNSD, that's her name. And she's jumping for joy when she gets it. I'm like, oh my god, that's what I'm talking about. She's in this whole drama, Sunny. So she gets a job, and next thing you know, Tokepi. Tokepi. It sounds like that, but alright, Kimshin, he's asking the Grim Reaper, oh, what should I take? LP? Or a CD? He has an Eric Nam CD. I'm like, oh my god. And he's like, okay, impersonation or something. He has a rimp rap. I'm like, oh, you know how much that painting costs? Oh, Mozart? Or like, oh Lord. It was just hilarious because every time he likes her, but he's still on the fence. So he gets summoned, and then he tells her, you're not the Goblin's wife, because she can't see right now the sword. Oh, and then the aunt is getting hustled by some gangpes because she owes the money, and she's like, oh, I'll have money when like I get my niece, because it's the life insurance money from her mother. So then they grab her. I'm like, oh, I was like, I was pissed. So they have her. It's like, oh my god. The next thing you know, the lights turn off, and then it comes shoulder. They're walking like models. Episode 3. So they save her. Alright, Kimchi, he grabs the sword. He sliced the car in half. I was like, oh my god. So her half is still going. They save her because he's holding it. Then the gangpes, they can't get out because they can't lift it. And then the Grim Reaper's right there like, hey, how you doing? Oh, creepy. Like, ah! So next, Kimchi, he helps. So he helps her. And the thing is, he gives his he left her 2 bars, 2 golden bars. They, like the newsy family they are, they look at that, oh, they go to a pawn shop, guess what? They get arrested because they said they stole it. It was supposed to be in the New York Reserve Bank. But the thing is, this me, if I ever get a golden bar like that, I'm like, listen, someone gave this to me for my birthday. I've had it for like 2 years. If it's stolen, like, I'll keep it, then I won't sell it. I'll just keep it like this. And yeah, like, why are you trying to take something that someone gave to me? I don't know if they stole it from, I don't even think they could steal it. So the thing is, now in Tuck, she's at the store. She left her leaf. She got it laminated because they're like, oh, your true love. What's the name? Toka buys the book, and then she wants to buy it from him because he wants to return the book. And then the thing is, she's like, this is secondhand. Got you say it? She's haggling. She bought it for $10, but it was hilarious. I'm like, even though this is secondhand, can I still get like a discount? So now they see each other again, in Tuck and Kimshin, and he's making these 2 people fall in love, and then you find out they are very horrible people. I'm like, oh shoot. And she's like this. I was like, what the? The Grim Reaper sees the grandmother. She's selling stuff, and Sunny's there. He touches the ring, and he starts crying. I'm like, what is going on? And then she gives him the number, and then she's mad because he didn't call. And then he tells her he's moving. Yep, and then she tracked him. She went to his house, rang the doorbell. He's like, oh my god, who rings the door? No one knows where I live. And then next, they're outside, and he's like, you're not the Goblin's wife. I can see the sword sticking out. Episode 4. So he's freaking out. And the Grim Reaper's like, what's going on? And then he tells the Grim Reaper, death is calling me. So she can see the sword now. And he tells her, you can stay. So she's staying with him, and then she calls him his light. I'm like, oh, love el amor. So the thing is, both the Grim Reaper and Kimshin, they have women in their lives. So they're both pretty down. When he's sad, it starts raining. Grim Reaper is he's just sad. So both of them are like the same. I'm like, oh Lord, they're on their menopause or something. Because they're both like, why? And then Tokewa gives Intak a ride to school. Everyone's like, oh, Toke, look at him. Oh, he's so good looking. Oh yeah, but before that, it was crazy. She told them the whole life story, and the Grim Reaper's like, I hope she has a happy ending. I think she's getting bullied by some girl. Ugly too. But the thing is, she's got some help from her ghost buddies. And the thing is, she's like, like, oh, looks at her book, and then next thing you know, she has a cigarette in her hand, and the teacher's like, oh, no, Ani, oh, come on, let's be real. Do you have a light? Oh, I'm like, dang, savage. She just asked your teacher in the class, do you have a light? I'm like, oh, she got hers. That's what you get. Gibby, the Goblin. Picks her up from school, and they're just having fun, a good old time. And then she jokes around. So, should I just draw your sword? And he's like, Ani. So he's saying words that are deep. He's in love. Episode 5. So Sunny finally sees the Grim Reaper, and they're happy. They're having, like, you know, they both like each other. It's obvious. And she asks his name, and he's like, I'm sorry, I can't answer. He could answer, and he just left. The next thing you know, he talks to Intak. Is like, okay, about names. He's like, alright, Hyunbin, Wonbin, Kim Wonbin. I'm like, Kim Wonbin, Kim Wonbin, Hyunbin, Hyunbin, and Wonbin. I'm like, oh, Wonbin, oh. I'm like, I know these actors. I'm like, Kim Wonbin. I was like, all right, let's try. I'm like, go ahead. You're gonna get a reaction, all right. So she's living there now, and when she goes down, they're having a knife fight with their minds. Like, you see, like the knife going in, and it was crazy. So she got them cell phones. They didn't know what they're doing. So they're like, oh, he's like, how do you work this? The Grim Reaper, no, they both don't know how to do a cell phone. They're like, what's working there? But the thing is, Sunny's asking like, so what's going on with your the person you're dating? Well, we're gonna get married, but do you guys like each other? No. Then how are you suspected to get married? So they get into a fight right now, and I remember one of the wishes was like, you said you were gonna get me a boyfriend. Get me my boyfriend. Get you a boyfriend. Your boyfriend's here. Me, Naga. I was like, oh shoot, he is being defensive. The phone rings, and it's Sunny, not Son-hee. He's like, oh my god, what do I do? So he freezes time, and then he goes like, oh, 안녕하세요. The third one. He's like, it doesn't work. Come on, I'm a goblin. So they talk, and they're on the third date. Episode 6. Alright, so Kim Shin wants to erase all her memories, but the thing is, he doesn't want to, but he doesn't want to die, because he just met this girl, and he loves her. A different story about what happens when he pulls the sword. It's a punishment, too. His curse. So the thing is, after that, it's a sob fest. She's crying. He's crying. I'm like, no! And the thing is, Sunny's friend is there, and she's asking a lot of questions, but he also brings Tokewa, and they're all there just speaking, and then he's like, freeze, and then he does, he changes their minds. You will leave and go. He tells them like that, like, you guys will leave. Now it's just them alone, having a good time, because the friend was being a little pushy, asking questions. So, what do you do? What's your job? Okay, what's your height? What's your blood type? Nagaju-san. So a ghost goes to Intak asking, I need some money to give to my son because I didn't leave him anything. So she asks Kim Shin, do you know the lottery numbers? He gives them to her. The thing is, she can't buy a ticket because she's a minor. And he's like, come on, I'll give you half. Get out. And then the numbers come out. Oh. Store clerk fainted. He could have had money. Well, the thing is, I don't know, like, even if she even got money, or maybe he did buy a ticket. That part, I don't remember that well. There's one part, a blind guy is sent to the afterlife. In this show, everyone that always dies gets sent to the Grim Reaper. They can either remember their memories, because they're chosen a drink to erase all their memories when they go to the afterlife. But some of them don't get it because they go to Hades. Like, you ain't getting no drink, you gonna remember everything you did. So I don't know if he drank it, but he had a dog, and I'm like, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, pobre. I was like, oh, it hit me. But when that happened, I was like, oh. So the dog was waiting for him. I was like, oh, pobrecito. I was like, it's a good dog. So next, Kim Shin and Intuk, they're talking about each other, and he's talking about her, like, when you're in your 30s, you'll still be beautiful. And now they're brushing each other's hair. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, oh shoot, look at this skinship. But the thing is, we learned something about the number 9. Every time she's a 9, 19, 29, a Grim Reaper will show up. Even if it's not him, somebody will show up. I'm like, oh, because she's cursed. Kim Shin's telling his goodbyes to everybody. The chairman, the grandfather chairman, I call him Grandpa. Everyone's crying sob fest. I'm like, oh. And then the set, the setting is set, it's snowing, it's perfect. And he's like, okay, pull the sword. She can't. But she can't pull the sword. Episode 7. So it didn't work, and she's like, okay, maybe I have to do something. She kisses him. I was like, oh shoot, like, I don't know, like Prince Frog, Snow White, one of those things, a fairy tale. Snowing, she said, cool. Now Kim Woo-bin, they're all there, and Tokawa is just bawling his eyes like, oh, Samchoo, Samchoo. And he's like, Samchoo. Even the Grim Reaper is shocked, like, what the? So after that, they're fighting again. Kim Shin and Tuk, they're fighting about the kiss. He's like, no, I kissed you more. I claim half. I'm like, oh, go ahead and claim. I'm like, oh my god, really? Somebody fights over claiming a kiss? I was like, no. I held your hand first, girl. Okay, I'm the one that held it. Okay, I'm the one that initiated the love. Okay, I'm the one that told you and confessed. No, you should be like, I'm the one that bought you those blueberry pancakes. Okay, you didn't pay. I did. So it's the entrance exam. And he's brushing her hair, and they're wishing her luck. And then finally, when she came home, they had a cake. They're all there for her, and she's crying out of happiness. I'm like, oh, oh my god, this part. Okay, they go to the movies. Yeah, Intuk and Kim Shin. Yeah, guess what they're watching? Train to Busan. Guess who gets scared? Him. He's like, oh, come check out. Oh, he's throwing the pop. I'm like, oh my god, I've seen people get scared like this. Yeah, no shade. You know who you are. Yeah, especially at the rave theater over there at Baldwin Hills. Oh lord, it was so funny. But the thing is, they couldn't show scenes with him being on Train Busan. They're like, oh, they're breaking the fourth wall, something like that. But I was just like, oh shoot, it was cool. I'm like, they're like, we couldn't see half the movie because of you. Okay, so the thing is, there's another rooster in the hen house. And the thing is, she's like flirting with him and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, I should never have got rid of that piano. Because that was a wish. A long time ago, they met when they were 9 years old. Something in the elements. And she's there. He's like, oh, bola. And he can't hit for nothing. So he helps him. He's like, I'll give you one wish. My mom, like, get rid of this piano. It went away. Next thing you know, they cut to another scene. The piano's back. And he's like, oh, it's him. Because he remembers him from many, many years ago. So what happened next? The Grim Reaper goes out with Sunny. She's mad, but the first thing he says, I miss you. I was like, and she's like, oh. He's like, stop avoiding my calls. I was like, I'll try harder. I'm like, oh. So next thing you know, he does get a call, and Intuk answers for him and help him, and then it was cool. He got help. And he's like saying questions, like ask her like what are her hobbies, just basic normal questions. So the thing is, now the Grim Reaper is going to a Grim Reaper outing. They're all there, just all the Grim Reapers eating. He doesn't have no money to pay for the bill. So he has to call Kim Shin, and he's like, oh, hello, hey, Dad. He gives him his card, like, oh, he owns the whole company. He is rich. So, Intuk, she's at a wedding, singing heavenly. The next thing you know, they see each other, and she's like, I'm going to pull the sword. So she grabs it this time, and I'm like, oh, she pulls a little, he's aching, and then he throws her off. I'm like, oh. And the next, poof, he crashes into a truck, but he saves her. Episode 8. Intuk proves that she's the Goblin's wife. And she couldn't pull it, but after that, Tokawa has to clean up everything. He sees the TV, he's like, oh my god. So next, he has 2 lines. He has a line of people that had property damage on their car, and the people that saw something. And he asks the Grim Reaper for some help. So he's erasing everyone that saw something's minds, and whoever has property damage but didn't see nothing, he's giving them money. I would have been like, yeah, my bike got hurt. I need another one. 20,000. So Intuk goes to Tokawa and asks us, can you read this page? He's like, yeah, it's a love letter. It's his first love. I don't want to know. So the Grim Reaper sees the portrait of the queen, and then he asks Kim Shin, who is that? It's my sister. And then he's having another flashback. Like, oh, so next they're at the bus stop. She forgot her scarf, and right there she sees the Grim Reaper and waves, and then he waves back. And then everyone gets a bunch of cards because everyone's supposed to die in that bus. And then Kim Shin is right there at the bus stop, and he notices the chain of events because there's a pickpocketer. He's the one that's going to make this whole thing escalate. So what happened? He sees them bumping into something. He buys this guy's socks. All of them. The guy was like, what? I'm like, okay. So he leaves. So he's prepared to get the pickpocketer, and the next thing he has a knife, and then he breaks his arm just like that. The Grim Reaper's right there like, oh, we're going to be busy today. Nothing happened. Nothing. And then you see Kim Shin right there across the street, and Kim Woo-bin, you're like, oh. And then you're like, it's a miracle. Do you know how much paperwork miracles are? Oh, I was like, oh shoot. You go to a flashback where the king was jealous of Kim Shin, and his sister was right there, and it was a cool flashback. So the grandmother pays Kim Shin a visit just out the blue. He's like, she will die if you keep living. And then the Grim Reaper tells her the truth about what happens when he pulls the sword out. And she starts crying, and I'm like, yeah. Episode 9. Okay, so she knows about the sword, and now she leaves. She's gone away, everyone's looking for her, but she's not summoning him. So Tokawa finds out where she's at. She's working at a resort. He goes there, and she is pissed. Like, how come you didn't tell me nothing? He lied to me. He didn't want to tell her that because he loves her, and he doesn't want... yeah, she'd be sad, but how can you tell somebody, like, if you do this to me, you're going to kill me? Think of the pain, you know. So they're there. The thing is, nature is trying to kill her. She gets stuck in a storage unit at her work, and she's about to die of hypothermia, and then he's there. He saves her, takes her to the hospital, and the next thing you know, she asks the doctor, any of you guys have a lighter matches? Wow, that's something to ask. Lighter or matches? Okay, wait. Yeah, the only reason Kim Shin knew about that, because the Grim Reaper got her card with her name on it. So he goes right there looking for her, and he finally finds her. I'm like, yes! And then she did blow a candle because she's going up the sky lift, and he's waiting for her. I'm like, oh my god, look at him just being romantic. I'm like, yeah, I would do something like that if I knew. I'm like, yep. Okay, so now Sunny, she's going to a shaman to find out about him, and she tells her the truth. You're dating a Grim Reaper. Oh, moolah. Oh, give my money. Oh, give my money back. She thinks it's a scam, but she's telling her the truth. So Grandpa Chairman sees a list of 3 things that she wants. She puts down BTS. So Secretary Kim is like, he's dancing to BTS. I don't know, he's like in the song, it was hilarious. And then the grandfather's like, EXO? Do they also make the girls' hearts flare up? Oh yeah. Yeah. EXO. Okay. And they're like, ah, digital camera. So they have a digital camera now. She has one. Those were the gifts that she asked for. I'm like, BTS and EXO. Okay, so now they go on a double date. The Grim Reaper and Sunny and Intuk and Kim Shin. And Kim Shin and Sunny are fighting. But after that fight, Sunny grabs the Grim Reaper. Oh, no. The touch of death. No. He just remembered more stuff about her. I was like, oh, shoot. He sees the queen. I forgot what they're called. I know in Choson they're like mama. I'm telling you, after watching, you know, Scarlet Heart, I was like, oh shoot, they had another thing. See, the history taught me stuff. Episode 10. So the Grim Reaper's having problems with his memories because he sees Sunny as the reincarnation of his sister, of Kim Shin's sister. And next thing you know, he asks Kim Shin about his past. That he was a warrior, and that he was with the king, and his older brother wanted him to save the little brother, which was Wang Yu. And he told him to always protect him and stuff. And the thing is, his sister married the king, and she became queen, and then she died just to protect him. And they're like, yeah, just to protect a fool of a king. And he's like sad because he not remembers fully, but he kind of knows that he's the king. So he asks for the ring back, because the ring that they had that she bought a long time ago. And then the thing is, Kim Shin knows now because he tells her like, you're my sister. He's like, what? I'm there. Then why do you call me Orobunim? So next, Kim Shin and Intuk, they go to her mom's memoriam. I have no idea what they're really called. You know, when you put the urn and pictures and stuff like that in those memoriam. I don't want to say they're not graves. I know that. It's just I'll just say memoriam. I don't know what it's called, but if you know to tell me, because I'm like. So they go there and they notice something. She sees a ghost at the library all the time. That library was her mother's friend. And right there I felt so like, oh, her mother's, the ghost, her mom's friend, died in a car accident a long time ago, but she saw Intuk grow up because her mom told her to keep these books, the bank books that her aunt wanted the whole time. She kept them in a locker for 8, almost like 10 years. Yeah, it's almost 10 years, because yeah. And he's like, you waiting for this? Like, it's okay. I had fun watching you grow up. Like, oh. Like, don't worry, I'll tell your mother you became a pretty and a nice person. Oh, like, oh. I'm like, man, hit the right spots. So she's finally passed on. She completed her unfinished business. So it's New Year's. Who breaks up on New Year's? Alright, this is what happens. The Grim Reaper sees Sunny and like, let's break up. Oh my, it ain't worth it. Okay, that's a bitch move. That is fucked. That is messed up. On New Year's, I think we should see other people. Wow, that's like breaking on someone's birthday, okay? Cold-blooded. So the thing is, next, Intuk and Kim Shin, they're eating at some chicken stall place, and the pickpocket comes with friends. He's like, don't worry, honey, I got this. I'm like, what? He grabs them up, he's beating all of them up. He ain't doing this. Like, really? It was cool. And then they're drinking soju, they're kissing. The next, they're at the chicken place where she works. They're trying to do a double date because they want the Grim Reaper to talk to Sunny, but they're kind of like in an awkward phase right now. And Chairman Yu, Grandpa, is there with Kim Shin playing Go. You know, the one with the white and black. And he sees his future and he's like, he gets kind of sad, but he already knows, Chairman Yu knows it's his time. And he's not afraid. He's like, my time is coming, I know, so. And we finally see the Grim Reaper's pass. Well, just the picture, and I was like, oh crap, finally. So everything's making sense. Episode 11. So Kim Shin knows that Sunny is his sister, but he's buying her a bunch of stuff. She can't remember anything. And then they go to the house, she sees the painting, and then after she can't believe it, her heart starts to ache, like, maybe this is true. Yeah, because he told her that she's the king. That she was the queen. Flashback time. So it's graduation day! The thing is, she's graduating from high school, and nobody's there right now, but guess who comes? Grandmother! Hi, Moni. How you doing? Ipuza. Sagija, eyo. She's in there all in red. Everyone's looking at her like, oh my gosh, red? You know, but the thing is, she's hot. She don't care. Fierce, fierce, fierce. She goes to the teacher. You couldn't be more kinder. You couldn't be a better teacher. She said it in a tone. Oh, it was whoa. And she starts crying and leaves. And everyone's shocked. I was shocked too. And then after that, Kim Shin's outside right there. They're taking pictures. It's a good moment. So Grim Reaper's at Sunny's place. He wants to leave the ring, but he doesn't know how. And the thing is, she felt him and knocked his hat off. And he tells her the truth and says he's the Grim Reaper. So Intuk has to help one of her other ghosts, but the ghost didn't tell her that her husband's a psycho. She threw him off to get the life insurance money and to marry his mistress. So he's feeling all evil. Yeah, so the husband's trying to kill them, and then Kim Shin comes and slices it back. The guy that was throwing monkey wrenches at the king is still alive as a demon. Episode 12. So now she's at work, she's feeling something bad. An aura. Yep. So the evil spirit meets with her, and she's like, it's like, get away, cast that bad juju. Sanjay! I mean, Doka. Okay, he has a guillotine in him. He played all of them. He was playing them like a fiddle. So Kim Shin and the Grim Reaper, they go there, and then he's like, it's God. I was like, what the? And then after that, he's back. He's like, Samchung, why am I at a club? He was like, no, let it go, let it go. So Sunny's business is blooming. Like, she's making money now. So the evil spirit touches a Grim Reaper, a girl, and she sees some memories. And then she tells her, if you want to see more, touch Sunny's hand. And she does. She's back in that time too. Everyone is sad. The Grim Reaper tells Kim Shin that Chairman Yu is gonna die, Grandpa, and he does. Aqua is crying. Everyone's sad. He's growing up now because he has to take care of the business. And then he tells Kim Shin, "I'll be your brother, your father, and your grandfather." If they're gonna keep the tradition going, then yeah, he's gonna be all that like his grandfather was, like his descendants were. So Kim Shin gets the necklace that he saw in his premonition of her as 29, and she likes it. And Secretary Kim is CEO Kim, and Kim Shin, he looks at the names. It's one of his old comrades, reincarnated, same face, but he sees him and he tells him, give him everything. So I'll call him Chairman Kim for right now. Does it? He gets some housing. He gives him a company car, and then he even gives him money for his name day. He was just happy to get a job, but he's like, oh my god, like what did I do to deserve all this? And then I was like, he paid him back for all the things he did way back 900 years ago. The spirit, the second, whatever, the person that was putting those things in his head, tells him that the Grim Reaper is Wang Yo as the king. And she's shocked. She's like, oh my god. She kissed, so now the Grim Reaper kissed Sunny. She got all her memories back. She remembers everything. She's crying, and then the reunion. Kim Shin and the sister. And Kim Shin sees him, and he is having like his little soliloquy. He's like, isn't it funny that the queen still fell in love with the king in this lifetime? He's like, bastard. So now they know that they're who they are. Kim Shin knows that Wang Yo there, and Kim Shin knows, and then Wang Yo knows that Kim Shin's the person they killed. They're at a cemetery now. I'm like, ooh, the final battle. Episode 13. He has him by his throat. He lets him go. He remembers everything, and the demon is there, and he wants to kill Kim Shin's sister. He wants to kill Sunny. Protects her. He wants to find out his name. Alright, so now he's being audited. There's a Grim Reaper audit there. They show us everything. He's in pain. They show us a flashback. After he killed them, he still loved her. He was so saddened by what he did. He was an idiot. And then it was too late for him because it took him years to figure out what that guy was just wrong. So next, some woman gives him the clothes that she died in. And then he burns it. And then the grandmother's there and asks for the ring. Can I have it? And everyone's bowing to him, but she's not. He's like, here. I mean, I don't think he meant to throw it like fetch. He's just like, here. And he went on his way. And then the servant girl is giving him medicine, but the thing is, that guy is killing him. And he knows it. And he says this, I order you to give me more. She's scared because every time she gives him the drink, her hands are shaking. He's giving him poison. And he killed himself. And then we find out that the only way you can become a Grim Reaper if you did a very deadly sin or something like that. And killing yourself is on the list. He died, and I'm like, whoa. Alright, so the evil demon shows up. He wants to kill Sunny, but Intuk is right there. Protects her, and a light comes out of her scar, and he goes away. The next, Kim Shin's telling her, alright, call me whenever you're in danger. Summons me. I'll be there. So he has a plan. He talks to him. He goes away. The next thing you know, they're on top of a building. He grabs Intuk. He's like, ha 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 ha. And then she's blowing on a... She's trying to... He's there. The sword's not working. Nothing. So he goes into her body. The evil spirit. He's like, yes, I'm going to pull that sword and kill you. I'm like, oh, Lord. The next thing you know, he remembered, because he remembers everything. The Grim Reaper's there, and he says his name. I forgot. Like, Wong Jong. He's like, ah. He's out of the body. Then, the thing is, he already had Intuk's hands on the sword. So what's the name Kim Shin does? He pulls more. He uses the sword. Now it has red flame. Destroys him. But no! The sadness. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh Lord. She says, I love you. Oh, I love you too. He fades away. Oh my god. I was like, no! No! The main character can't be dead. This is episode 13. No! I'm like, how can he be dead already? I'm like, oh, what kind of drama? I'm like, is this, if you watch anime, Gren Lagann, like one of the main characters died in like one of the, like that. Alright, spoilers, but it came out like how many years ago? He died in like one of the, I forgot, episode 10 maybe. Episode 14. So he's gone, and after, right when that happens, everyone starts losing their memories. So she jots down something and says, I'm the Goblin's wife. So 10 years have passed. She's 29 now. And she's a producer. But him, I think he's stuck in limbo. Because when he was dying, they asked him, do you want to go? And he said, no. Make me the snow, make me the rain. Yeah, and he does come back. Because it's her birthday. She's sad, blows a candle, and he's right there. He hugs her. And she's crying, but she doesn't know why. And then he asks him, and then she asks him, are you a historical actor? She don't remember anything. So now he's going to every different place, because now he looks like how he looked like in the war. Long hair and everything. He goes back to everyone. The only person that remembers is Wang Yo, the Grim Reaper. But when they're talking, he asks him for forgiveness. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm 900 years late. And they're on cool terms, because he missed him. So he goes to Dokawa and Chairman Kim, and he's like, I'm Kim Shim. Well, like, oh, so everything right there is like, well, Chairman Yu left in his will to give him everything. He's like, I want my house, I want an identity, and a nephew. He sees Sunny everywhere, because she doesn't remember, and and then he got a letter to give to her, and he went there so many times, and then it's for Intok. It's from the hotel. Remember when she mailed it a long time ago? It took 10 years, but they mailed it, and she looks at it and she starts crying, like, so she's like, I've been to Canada. So the thing is, they're meeting a little bit, like, you know, unexpectedly. Next thing you know, she goes to Canada. He's there. He goes in through the red door. And they're like, what? Episode 15. Almost done. If you watch this, please write sad love or something. Or just tell me what you guys liked for this whole drama. Like, what moments did you like? What was your favorite moments of this whole drama? Yeah, let me know, and I'll talk to you, down in the comments and stuff like that. So Kim Shin, he planned this 10 years in advance. Loves her. The thing is, she does not still remember him. So they're talking about first loves, and he's like, yeah, last time I was here, I was with my first love. And he's like, oh. So she's getting like kind of jealous and all that. So the Grim Reaper and Sunny, they meet. It's like kind of like the first time, and he's like, thank you for bringing the letter and all that. And she's like, well, it was good to see you in person. And he's like, it was nice seeing you too. He's crying, and then the thing is, she says, it was good seeing you too, Kim Won. She she remembers everything. So they had a scene how she remembers everything. She's like, you see this place? A safe place. No deity has thing over my memories. But the deity was in the kid, because remember the kid was like, wind power. Yeah, because when there's a butterfly, that's a deity. Remember that white, I forgot what they're called, wasp, moth, or something like that. It was a deity talking to Sunny, and the Sunny was like, so she kept all her memories. So she pretended, and next she wrote a goodbye letter to him, and sees the stones. Like a bolt of lightning. The memories! They came back. She run to her man. Oh, he's kissing her. Oh my God, the kisses, everything. I'm like, oh, they're in love. El amor. She has to go to the airport. And he's like, oh. And so next thing you know, he's like, I waited 17 hours. It felt like a lifetime. So he cheats his way. So once the door opened, they're at his house. And then more stuff. I'm like, ooh, this is cable TV. They could do the nasty. No, so next the Grim Reaper goes to her, like, remember 29? Remember when I said a long time ago? Don't worry, I'm not coming for you. Right? Oh no. So next, they're there. She sees Sunny. She's like, hey, how you doing? And then Sunny was like, Orobonim. It's like, like, you better treat her right. And then she says, please keep my part-timer happy. She's moving. She's not telling anyone where. And then they meet up again in Tuk and Kim Shin. And this time he asks her, will you be my bride? I was like, oh my gosh. Like, she waited 10 years, might as well. Will you marry me? Episode 16, the final episode! If you watch this, remember I said, right, sad love. Alright, Dokebi, right, Goblin. Shoot, just right, tell me your moments. See, yeah, that'd be crazy. If I start doing this both in English and Spanish, then, ooh, oh Lord. My throat would probably be hurting, like, oh, me duele la garganta. I'm just gonna get to it. This was sad. Okay, this kind of felt not Game of Thrones by stuff like I'm talking about the way everyone was like, oh my god, like flies. I'm like, no. Anyway, I'm gonna be talking about it right now. She said yes, and he goes to her job. He's like, oh my god, I'm her boyfriend. How you doing? Oh, fiance. Like, let's get hitched. I'm like, oh. So next he invites Tokawa because he wants his nephew there to know, like, yep, I'm getting married. He tells her, he's like, what? No, because one of her friends was like, oh, I know someone that's young and rich. I can hook you guys up. And they're like, ah, Ania Mestalia. I was like, you're not my style. I was like, so it was just cool. And then next he calls Chairman Kim. He tells him, I want to get married before my uncle. And then he gets deep. He's like, have you ever met a woman that you miss so much you would cry? Have you met a woman that you would die for them? And then he sees like, wow, I still have some growing to do. Because I was like, whew, that's deep. So Intuk is at her job. It's a radio show. They hear the letter. They hear it and she runs. It's from Sunny. It's the goodbye letter. So she runs, she says, and then it tells them, take care, have a good life. And Kim Shin's there, but she's gone. And then she sees the Grim Reaper and gives him like a goodbye hug. And he's sad. He's crying his heart out because he doesn't see the woman he loves. Then they got married. Oh my gosh, she looks so pretty. They were in a field of buckwheat. Remember when she tried to touch the sword but couldn't? They got married there. I'm like, oh, so symbolic, so beautiful. And then everything's all happy, lovey-dovey. I'm like, oh, this is a good episode. I love it. Next, they're at the dinner table. Everyone's there. Tokawa, Grim Reaper, and Chairman Kim. So they're there, but the thing is, they're both using their powers. And he faints. He's like, oh. And he gets back up and he's like, sing. No re, no re, no. And they do sing. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. So the thing is, next, the Grim Reaper's there. Supposedly a lot of kids are supposed to die. And he sees Intuk waving, and he waves at her like, hey. And then the names get erased. And then he said, the only time that could happen is not even the Almighty himself can predict this. Human sacrifice. She saw the kids were about to get this truck. Remember the forces trying to kill her, the nature and all that? Because of she's the Dokebi bride, the Goblin's bride. And she knew right there. Everything was perfect, she said. Like the sleep, waking up to my man, the eggs. And she saved the kids. And he's crying because he is there and he's like, he's crying when he's asking her, what's your name and date of birth? She's crying too, but oh my, I was like, yeah. Oh my, I'm like, oh Lord, they killed, oh. I'm like, a truck? What is this? Autumntail? Oh Lord, when they killed Jongso. Oh Lord, I can't take this. Because next, she's at, she sees the room where they drink that thing. Kim Shin is crying. He can't believe it, and I'm like, I couldn't believe it either. Like, it's so, it was just so tough seeing that. And he gave him time to talk and all that, and then after that, he's like, would you want to drink this? No, I remember that. But we find out that this was her first time. Supposedly everyone gets 4 lives. It's her first time. And he's crying, and then she goes, and she's like, I'll be back. I was like, remember what the first episode when she met her mom? I was like, it was so sad. So after that, many days, I don't know, maybe weeks of hardship. Because you know, when he's sad, it starts raining, and it starts raining hard. And guess what happens next? Sunny. Like, mother... What the hell? This is why I said, what is this, Game of Thrones? But the thing is, it's also his last. He's gonna die too, or I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, I do know what happened, but so they're there, and he's sad because this is his last one, and she remembers everything. Like, I thought I wouldn't see you again, and here we are. And Kim Shin's up there. He's like, it's good to have friends. It's her 3rd time she's been reincarnated, and he doesn't know how many times. But he's not as sad as before because they know that they'll be back, hopefully. And then they go together. Wongyuk and Sunny holding hands. And then they get resurrected. Many years have come by and she's an actress and he's a cop. And they fall in love and he's just smiling. And then he's at the headstones in Canada. Well, the gravestones. Just reading. And she's there! I was like, oh my god. He's thinking about the past. She has the little thing. He's like, oh yeah. And it's like sad love. I'm like, she remembered everything. He's like, do you know who I am? The first and last Goblin wife. What, bride. I was like, oh. Yeah, I mean, that's why I was like, yeah, I just watched it today. I'm like, I mean, the ending was, it was okay for me. This ending, anything is better than 49 days, I'm just saying that. But, I was like, Ippura. But I was like, oh, she came back. He waited for her. Anyway, if you watch this whole video, please comment below. Tell me what moments you like. Sad love. Write down sad love. El amor triste. El amor difícil. If you write in Spanish, I'll probably comment back, but I know how to read it. Yo sabe leer as well. Alright, thank you for watching this. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and take care. And hope you guys enjoyed this series because it was amazing. Alright, bye.